ladies and gentlemen, my topic today is about love and lust. They are both four-letter words, but they both have entirely two different meanings. For one, now this goes for both genders. Fellas, um, you know what? Let me go with this one first. Fellas, I'm still talking to you, but this one is addressed to the women because I see them do this more than us. Usually, if I'm not feeling a woman, I'm cool. I forget all about them. You know what I mean? Why? I'm gonna tell you the answer when I discuss how women handle it when they have it towards us. Now, fellas, I don't know how it is in your area, but in my area, in the Midwest, women are good for doing this, and it's so sad how it ends. Um, all right, I get it a lot. A lot of times, most of the time, I don't even argue with women. It's not that I'm afraid of them because um, I'm not a pushover. No, but here's why. A lot of times, I had to learn the hard way. Sometimes it's just best to walk away. Why? Because arguing with a woman in the Midwest will get you raped, which, I don't never feel, violated, But here's the deal. All right, they say women don't like me, right? All right, cool. Here's where they mess up at is they keep putting forth an effort to let me know that. Like, let's say for an example, if you say you all maybe work at the same workplace or attend to the same university or college, somewhere where you inevitably have to see one another. I get it a lot. Yeah, there's somebody in this room I can't stand. That's the example I'm giving about the behavior. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, can't stand me. Then, sit somewhere else. You don't have to look at me. You can go sit on the other side of the room or whatever. No, 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 no. They keep doing it. And see what ended up happening is I'm like, okay, this is the what second month. She's still mouthing off. Girl, I can't stand this. Somebody here I don't like, and describe what I'm wearing. To make it perfectly clear she's talking to me. You know, I don't say anything. I'm like, whatever. Leave me alone. Anyway, now this is how it gets messed up. Okay, let's say there's another woman that might like me, or let's say there's other few women that might like me. And we over there laughing and talking and everything. Who gets mad? The same one that said, girl, I can't stand somebody in this room. And what ended up happening, which I've learned, fellas, 67% of women masturbate when they're on their period. That's right. And that's how it ended up happening. They start wondering what it's like to have an adult encounterment with you. They experience an orgasm harder than they ever had in their life. And they like it, but it's one problem. She don't like me. Well, they don't like you. For fellas that have experienced the same thing that I've experienced and still experiencing. Okay. And she tried to think of like somebody else that she has a crush on. It could be an entertainer. She tries to participate in masturbating again, whether or not she's on her menstruational cycle or not. And that orgasm just ain't quite hitting it. So reluctantly, she masturbates over you. Both times when she's not on her menstruation and when she's on. And again, she experienced an orgasm that probably knocked her out. She'd be asleep for the rest of the day or night. However, there's a problem because that's lust, okay? And now she reluctantly have to admit that she's very curious about making this sexual thing a reality between you two. Now, she don't like you, okay? Just like she doesn't like me. So, plus, all this happened without her permission. So subconsciously, she doesn't like you and she doesn't like me. I go through it a lot, fellas. by all means, you can put your comments on it if you experience the same thing or you're experiencing it. And that's all, and we'll find. Subscribe to my channel. Now, the thing is, it's sad because I go through it a whole lot, and I'm much older, so I experience it from young women, and young women. Not to get on the extensive subject of them being on their menstruation, but it's quite fiery down there between their legs. So I get it a whole lot because actually, I don't even mess with younger women. Don't get me wrong; they're very attractive. Their body is in great, um, condition. It's always a nice thing to see. But I'm an older guy, so I don't mess with them. I'm cordial, I'm polite, but I don't be trying to do anything with them. So they view me as being stuck up, real stuck up, so stuck up that eventually they start stalking me. That's right, you heard me, fellas. An older guy like myself is getting stalked by younger women. I'm flattered from a fantasy perspective, but reality, I'm not, because it comes all the way back to my original topic of this: love and lust. Four-letter words, entirely two different definitions. Because I end up getting stalked, and then they want to have a relationship with me. If I was 20 years dumber, I would do it, but I learned the hard way. Sometimes you just have to run away, because I'm not saying, ladies, that it's cool for a guy to stalk a woman, but if he's not careful, if he's not disciplined, and he falls into confusing lust with love, he'd probably be outside your window stalking you. Now, but it's a shame when women have resorted to it, and because there are movies like Fatal Attraction and songs. What song is a stalking song? Um, wow. Well, anyway, there's so many songs out here that you know support women stalking a man. Oh, here we go. That hit song by Aretha Franklin. Um, um, what's it called? Until you come back to me, that's all. That's all I'm gonna do. That's a stalking song. And it's really sad because the same woman that can't stand you, okay, is lusting after you and stalking you, and in her twisted mind, she's fell in love with you. And I mean, it wasn't a real relationship. It was a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay, if I was 20 years dumber, I probably would go along with it, but I'm not, and I get stalked a whole lot. And I'm saying that to say this. Now, for me personally, if I'm not feeling women, like I said in the beginning of this particular footage, I'm gone. I ain't thinking about them, because the same thing can happen to a guy concerning a woman if he doesn't like her or whatever. But yet another guy may come through that got gains, moves, is successful, and he might get jealous. He might start player hating, and he might can't handle that there's a guy that is genuinely interested in a woman he claimed that he doesn't like. And the same thing can happen, but I rarely see it. I've seen it, but not as much as it is with women. See, I've experienced it. I'm getting stalked by black women, uh, Arabic women, Mexican women, Chinese. It don't even matter. Women cannot handle for me that I am not interested. And because I know and understand the difference between love and lust, did I always know the difference? No, but I do now. So I admit I have nothing to prove. I've had my fun. If a woman of quality come by and she meets my expectations, we might could talk and hang out and maybe have a little fun, if you know what I mean. But because I get stalked a whole lot by women that claim they can't stand me, because I used to wonder why they went from not liking me to all of a sudden getting turned on. And I learned 67% of women masturbate when they're on their period. And they come real, real hard. And all of a sudden now that lust has turned into so-called love. So tune in to part 2 of Love and Lust. 4-letter words with 2 different meanings. Subscribe to my channel. If you like it, click like. If you don't, click that you don't. And put down your comments and I'll answer them. Don't you go anywhere.